You're not nominated for Best Hits, so let's go.
Previously on Real Garbage.
Keanu doing Nicolas Cage, doing John Wick.
They killed my dog. I'm going to kill those. I took my car. And then they blew up my ex-wife's house.
And now, coming up on this episode of Real Garbage.
Look at this guy's teeth. I got to take a picture of your teeth.
Who's taller? I've never even been kissed.
Morning, Tom.
Yeah.
Morning, Fred.
Whales eat pizza.
Yep, it's a good one. I'm joined by Clint Taylor on the show to review Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star on this episode of Real Garbage. But first, here's a quick word from our fake sponsors.
Brought to you by the best campsite in downtown Victoria, Beacon Hill Park.
This episode of Real Garbage is brought to you by Dr. Barks, the world's very first dog psychiatrist, specializing in dog anxiety, dog depression, dog LGBTQ matters, dog relationship issues, and treat addiction. How does he do it? We don't know. Maybe he can talk to dogs. I doubt it, but you never know. Use promo code RealJunkyardDog at checkout to receive 15% off your dog's first session. Dr. Barks. Life's rough, but it doesn't have to be.
Real Garbage. Welcome, everybody, to Real Garbage, Canada's #1 movie review podcast on Vancouver Island, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Clint? Or how are you doing, Clint?
Doing well.
Dude, welcome back. It's been, I checked YouTube, it's been like 3 months since you were here.
Yeah. It was really fun last time, so I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah.
Man, where did that pizza come from that we just ate?
Oh, bicycle pizza.
Good God.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
I've never had crust that thin.
I know, right? Yeah.
You know, this episode is brought to you by Bicycle Pizza. in
Bicycle
Brentwood Bay.
Pizza.
If you guys want some wicked thin crust pizza between 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock on Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday, got to order it online, prepay. It's worth it.
And get there on time, apparently. You got to
Punctuality is important.
get, like, what they say when you got there late?
They just wanted to throw it back in, and because I got there about 5 minutes late. Want me to just throw that back in the oven for you?
5 minutes. A bunch of comedians over there.
Yeah, exactly.
What's
They
their-
are. They're actually really funny. Their Instagram's funny.
Nice. I went to Mariners there a couple weekends ago.
Nice.
And I can't remember anybody's name there. So I walk in, he's like, Jeff, what's going on? Guys yelling from the back. I'm like,
yeah.
Not much, dude. I'm wearing a mask. I'm like, how do you know it's me?
I want to say it's Alan, but I can't. I'm not 100% either.
Yeah, I'm just
they're
like-
real so nice in there.
Man, they gave me extra cinnamon bread.
Nice.
And I
Ooh.
ate that off 3/4 of it by the time I got home. It's a 10-minute drive.
Does it have? I've never seen it. Does it have icing on it already, or do you dip it?
Dip it.
Ooh.
And I didn't. It sucked though. I didn't notice because I'm like driving and I'm like focused on the road, reaching over, just eating it. And then I get home and I'm like, God damn it, there was icing in there.
That's a nice move,
I
though.
didn't even check. It was
Yeah,
so good.
like the Domino's cinnamon sticks that you
But
dipped it. Like those are
10 times better.
way better. Yeah.
But these ones were, well, I don't know. I haven't had Domino's in a while. I just remember Domino's anything being really greasy.
Yes. Yeah. And just like mass made.
Remember the Dominator?
Mariners are nice and local. The Dominator.
Dominator.
Was that a special pizza from
was like-
Domino's?
3 feet by probably, I don't know, a foot.
Really?
Of just a big square pizza. You don't remember that?
Oh,
you
I
never
don't.
had one?
I think I remember seeing the commercials, on like football commercials.
Dominator.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was the 90s when I was eating
Feed
Domino's
30
pizza.
people.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Anytime there was a pizza party, it's like, let's get 6 Dominators.
Yeah. Or one of those long Subway sandwiches that were on like all the Adam Sandler movies. Or no, Happy Gilmore.
What's the longest sub sandwich you've ever seen?
That's a good question. Let me think here. No, I'm
It's a
joking.
terrible question. That is an interesting question, Jeff. I don't know. 4 feet?
Yeah.
Well, because like in the movies, you see or TV shows, you see those gigantic, like, I'm getting a party sub, and it's like 8 feet long.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not practical having a sub that big.
They're not actually real. It's only in the movies. I don't think they actually make them. It's just it's a plot twist.
Wasn't there some, I think you posted it. It was like somewhere in Italy, they made like the biggest pizza in the world or
Oh,
something
right.
recently.
Yeah. I mean,
What?
I feel like that, like even when I see that, even though I posted the pictures, it's like, how is that real? And how do they cook it?
it's all fake, man.
Yeah. Conspiracies.
That's the better question is, how do you bake that?
All right, right?
Like, are
People
you-
actually asked me that, and I was like, you know what? I have no clue.
See, that's why it's a conspiracy. It's like,
Yeah.
it's bullshit. They're just
Yeah.
showing us that. Meanwhile, Italy's on fire right now.
It's just so hot over. They just cook it on a special day where it cooks itself in the sun or something, and have it on a certain tray. Or
Just make it on the road.
yeah, it's science. There's engineers working at it the whole time. Yeah,
We have engineered this pizza to cook on the sidewalk.
cook this.
Well, I would think
Mars
maybe.
or cook this pizza good?
Listen, we can't travel to other planets. There's still a lot of things we haven't figured out. Like how to cook this 82-foot long pizza.
This is very important.
Maybe they built a fire under it.
That's true. Actually, that's true. Just light up a fire and it goes down like dominoes. Just lights up and then you just eat it as it goes.
It's just one big string of diesel fuel.
Yeah. Depending on how well you like, how well done you like it, you just wait to pull. Yeah, that's crazy.
It would
They
have
might do that.
Yeah, you'd have to get the right kind of wood. You'd need like some good cherry wood or apple wood.
Yeah, because it could be very dangerous too, but
Absolutely.
it also could work out really well.
It's a gigantic 82-foot long. I don't know how long was it. Do you know? I'm just guessing. I'm just throwing numbers.
I mean, yeah, no. To me, it looked like it would be like a 2-kilometer stretch or something. It looked like it went like down Dallas Road,
holy shit,
almost or something like that. You know,
That's
like
a big ass pizza.
Yeah,
it's not 82 feet, people.
there was like a sky view of it.
Just imagine you walk out of your house, you're like your day off, and you're like, man, you turn the corner, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And
Yeah.
it's a pizza, and you're like, it just doesn't stop.
Yeah. Or imagine being that guy in Italy who you're like you're a drone like cameraman, and you just get that phone call one day, and they're like, well, we've got this job for you. Got a 157-foot pizza.
Imagine being a homeless person outside watching them build.
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like security blocking, like, don't even fucking think about it, buddy.
Yeah,
It's like,
and then
come
you
on, man.
and you go, can I get some of that? And they're like, nope, nothing to spare.
Yeah, who ate it after?
Yeah, it's true.
Who did they feed it to? They
Yeah.
just have lineups of people
And did
coming
it-
like, I want pizza today.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they could just throw it in the ocean. I guess once they're done with it for the.
They just freeze it,
Everyone likes pizza.
throw it in the ocean. Why?
Well, 'cause it's right there on the-
Whales eat pizza.
Whales are there. I mean, it's not really in their diet. But just know because they were on a stretch there that was like right next to the ocean. But yeah, it's a lot of pizza. I don't know how they would finish it all. I like to think they do though.
You hope so. It's like when you see them make like, we made the world's biggest chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
Thing is like, 20 feet wide. I'm like, who wants to eat that much cookie?
Yeah, I mean, I would, but for the most part, I know what you mean.
I'd have a couple bites for sure. Like, you'd probably eat it like cake if
Yeah.
it was, a
Yeah.
foot thick.
Yeah,
What are you going to dip it in?
you would definitely like feel the diabetes as it's going down.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
You want to talk about Bucky Larson?
Oh yeah, Bucky Larson. Wow. Born to be a star.
What made you, I have to ask, what made you decide we needed to watch Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star?
So it's a movie that I've actually liked for quite a while. Like it's obviously terrible and really stupid, but I just find it really funny. Nick Swardson, I'm a big fan of. I've liked him in just a lot of different Adam Sandler movies. He's in like all of them, and I love Nick Swardson in Blades of Glory, where he's like a big fan of Napoleon Dynamite. He's like off on the side. He's like, I sent you my blood. Did you get my blood?
Did you get my blood?
Jimmy! I sent you a cup of my blood! Did you get my blood?
So yeah, Nick Swardson for sure, and then also just the fact that like the concept of your podcast is like kind of shitty movies, and then you make fun of them. So I watch a lot of Bobby Lee podcasts. So I was watching Tiger Belly, and he was talking about shitty movies, and he was like, "Oh, I'm Nick Swardson, my buddy. Like I remember when he made that movie Bucky Larson, and it got like really bad ratings. So I literally heard this about a week before you asked me to come on." So I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes, and it was like 6% or something like that. Three, yeah. So I was like, perfect. Yeah.
Sign it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, 25% from the viewers, and that's being generous, in my opinion. I think.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain what Bucky Larson, Born to be a Star, is about to the people listening and watching?
So Bucky Larson is a Happy Madison production. It's Nick Swardson as the star, and there's quite a few people in this actually. And so basically he's kind of a nerdy dude. He's got big buck teeth, and he's not really sure what's going on in his path because he's getting fired from his job. And he basically goes to his friend's house who invite him over to watch a movie, like a kind of a sex movie or whatever.
Skin movie.
He's being introduced to it by his buddies, and they basically realize when they're watching this porno that it's his parents are the ones performing. So he gets an epiphany and decides that he can become the biggest porn star ever, basically. Moves to California, not that whole bit, and and then his journey along the way is just really funny as how he tries to become one.
There you go. Guy sees his parents banging, wants to be a porn star. Oh, man, that would not be my first reaction.
I know, right? Yeah.
I'd probably jump off a building or in front of a bus.
Yes.
It's going to be a good movie when it starts off in the Midwest of America and some farmer is rubbing peanut butter all over his nuts.
Yeah,
in a
right.
pen full of goats.
Yeah. That's the very beginning.
And he's like, morning, Tom. And
Yeah.
morning, Fred. Wow.
Looks up to the sky.
Like, all right, hold on.
That's the first like
let's do this.
minute and a half in the movie or something.
Like 30 seconds,
Yeah.
we're getting like overhead shots and you're like, okay, it's the Midwest, and then you find out it's Iowa. And yeah, just redneck, like shots out of my hometown, Manitoba.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I've seen people like this before. Maybe not that bad. Sorry, Brandonites, if you're listening. And yeah, then we're introduced to our star, Bucky, the bag boy.
Yep.
Those teeth. Like, I don't even know how you would act with those things. They're huge. They're huge.
It just makes me laugh, like when I just watching him and just sometimes when he's not even talking, just staring at him, looking like that with that haircut too.
I don't know. I don't know if I could go all my life without whistling.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he tries a couple times. Eh?
Those moments made me laugh pretty good.
Yeah.
Him trying to whistle with those giant teeth. I'm like, no, it ain't gonna work, bud. So you get, why did he get fired? Did they say why, or is it just like, hey, Bucky, we gotta let you go?
Well, the funny thing too is that the clerk that's at the cash register's name's Clint.
Oh.
And so I can't remember exactly why, but he's talking to Nick Swardson and Bucky Larson is talking to the lady that's checking out. And I guess he recommended some Dorito chips to her, and she's like, "Oh,
Cool
thank you for
Ranch."
recommending." And he's just like, "What?" The cashier's like, "Why don't you just tell her your life story?" And he's just like, "I was just talking about the Doritos." And the guy's like, "Well, you want to throw down right now?"
He's trying to fight him.
Then he like hit himself, the cashier, and then blamed him from hitting him, and he fired him right on the spot.
Then you got a pep talk from an old lady with no teeth. Yeah. He's like, follow your dreams.
Yeah, and I recognize her face from like she's just got to be in.
I couldn't figure it out, and I forgot to look it up.
Yeah, she's got to be just being Happy Madison movies, some other weird.
I think she's also in that not another teen movie.
Yep.
And she's the old lady at the high school who's like, I'm here for class. She's like the undercover. It was like, I can't remember what the movie they're making fun of.
It's funny how
I've never even been kissed.
It's funny how in like the Happy Madison movie, she's like the same thing. It's like where she's just kind of doing that face where she smiles and then it just pans onto her face for like 10 seconds straight. It's the same, you know.
Weren't they like, I think they're like having a moment there. It almost felt like I was like, are they going to kiss?
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
So then we head back to Bucky's house and he's telling his parents, I got fired. Oh, Buck, you'll have a good time. Let's play some Yahtzee after dinner.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm going over to my friend's house. Oh, that's the accent right there. I felt like it was stereotypical Canadian impression anywhere but Canada.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't you know? That
Totally.
North Dakota accent, eh?
Yes.
Yeah,
Kind of like,
Canada, eh?
what's that movie?
Fargo.
Fargo.
Yeah.
Yes, the Fargo accent.
Oh, don't you know?
That's what I was thinking of it as, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go next door. We're going to watch a movie.
What do you think of Fargo?
The movie?
Yeah.
Love it.
It's good.
So good. And then I watched the first 2 seasons of the series, which was pretty good.
Oh, I forgot about that. They made a show, yeah.
I think Billy Bob Thornton was Billy Bob in the movie?
Oh, I think so, yeah. No, not the
No,
movie.
he was the
I
bad
think he was
guy in the
sh-
first season.
Yeah, the show.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't seen Fargo in a while.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, so I like this. He gets on they're like, oh, wear your bright shoes, your reflective shoes, so you're safe. And he's
Yes.
like, already got them on.
Yeah, yeah.
Light up shoes.
And then he starts dancing around, and the mom's just like, look at him dancing like a rapper.
I love the wholesome movie parents like these two. I'm like, man, we need more people like that.
They're great. They're so awesome.
And this is like, these are little things like this in this movie that made me giggle. Like, I love this kind of comedy where he's like, all right, gets on his bike and pulls in next door.
Yeah.
Like, come on. So this is where he finds out that his parents are porn actors. And I'm pretty sure he jerks off to them.
Yeah, oh, totally. They're giving him pointers, and then they realize, and then once Bucky realizes, it's funny because his friends are just like, yeah, that's 100% them, and he's just like, wow, they're stars, and he's like, yeah, that's really cool, and like as they're still jerking off.
Yeah, man, they're awesome. I love that character's names for. He's like, oh, you don't. They're like, Bucky, you don't jack off, you don't play with yourself. And
Yeah.
he's like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking that accent was. When he's enabled, I wrote him down. I was like,
I get in a breakfast flapjack, a nooner, an after-lunch pre-nap slap, a post-work traffic jam slam, a pre-dinner spinner, an after-dinner dink, a dog walk leash pull, and then I round it out with a midnight snack whack if my folks are asleep.
high five.
And then Bucky's like, is it as good as playing Donkey Kong? And they're like, better.
So yeah, he goes back home and he's like, oh, it'd be great to act in the movies, eh? And they're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, it should be fun. And he like calls them out, and they're just like, oh, how'd you find out?
Yeah.
I think you'd be like, you know what? That's cool, wholesome parents. Like I said right there. They're just like, we'll show you, Buck.
Yeah, totally.
Actually, I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
How old is he supposed to be?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm thinking like 19 or something like that. That's supposed to be, maybe.
Yeah, he seemed like it.
but it could be. Yeah.
Swardson doesn't really age like as an
No.
actor. He looks the same as he did like 20 years ago.
Yeah. And with the girl or whatever, she could be maybe around the same age kind of thing. Somewhere in there.
Oh, Christina Ricci?
Yeah.
She's a babe.
Yeah, yeah. What was she in again? Like before, like Casper, right? Or was she the girl from Addams Family?
She was Morticia. Yeah.
Morticia,
Sorry, no. Wednesday.
Wednesday.
The daughter, and she was also in. She was in a small part in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They picked her up and fed her a bunch of LSD.
Yep.
And then she was in that one was it Sleepy Hollow with the headless horseman?
Oh, right.
Headless Jack or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp.
Only 3 movies I can think of her. That
was she Casper too?
Might have been.
I think maybe she was Casper. Yeah.
Like was Casper or in Casper?
Like I think she was like the girl that was like the second lead in Casper.
Oh,
Yeah, with Casper.
maybe.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know for sure though.
So now he decides, he's going to follow in their footsteps, and it's his destiny to go and be a porn star. So he goes to L.A.
Yeah. I love when he goes to LA and in the like when he's taking the bus and whatever, it's like a little montage and it's Hanson Mbop playing.
Oh yeah.
Aren't they from like Victoria?
No, are they?
I don't know. I have no idea.
We're just gonna be this whole welcome to the podcast. Is be a bunch of us going.
Yeah.
Is that
fact
is
check
that
this?
Probably is. Yeah. There's gonna be tons. I'm just gonna like write in facts like popping up right here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say
$80.
random shit so people can check it. So yeah, I mean Hanson's from Kelowna, so that's pretty cool.
I actually grew up with Hanson.
Yeah.
We went to school
Yeah,
together.
only 2 of the brothers because there's 6 of them. But
Yeah. There's the 7th one died.
yeah.
Snowmobiling accident.
All that's true.
So the first place he goes is into a sex shop because he's like this guy. I would have at least tried to arrange some sort of person to like chaperone him because I guess he did have the one farmer that went with him, and he's like, "All right, see you later," and they just part ways.
Yeah,
because he was very simple.
Yeah,
he needed help.
Yeah, the sex shop was awesome though too because it was who was the guy behind the counter? Grandma's boy.
Grandma's boy,
Yeah.
the main character in that one.
Yeah, I loved that. And there was the as he's walking out of the door from the sex shop. There's like a zombie. There's like a zombie. Yeah,
some sort of weird sex mannequin going.
Fart in my mouth. Fart in my mouth. Fart in my mouth.
Swinging a dildo. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
that would be terrifying.
It would. It always catches me off guard. It's like, oh, I forgot about that part.
I was gonna say every time you go to the sex shop and the dummy starts yelling at you.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Fart in my mouth.
Yeah,
who's into that?
Yeah, I know, right? Honestly, when I see that, I'm like, how is that even a real thing?
But there are people that love doing it, love to have it done to themselves, and love to watch it. It's just strange. Like when you fart, when you have really bad gas and let a fart go, it's like I don't want to smell that, or even I don't want to taste it or smell it.
Yeah, most people do not want farts right in their mouth.
People want to
or anywhere around them,
swallow them.
Yeah, and he wants to go into the sex shop to like ask the guy if he can be in pornos. The guy's just like, no, we just rent him here.
So his parents they were misguided him. They should have been like, listen, when you go there, you need to meet these people, and go here. You got to go to the valley. But they're just like, all right, good luck, Bucky.
Yeah.
That's all they said.
It's true.
It's shitty parenting.
Yeah.
It's weird too to think like, oh yeah, porn stars sometimes have kids.
Yeah, I know, right?
I wonder if they actually do that.
Really wholesome, like people too. Good couple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he gets there. Yeah, he walks all the way down to LA, and this is where he meets Christina Ricci.
It's interesting too. In the diner, there's like the lady that works in there, the other waitress. Mm-hmm. She's like an older lady, and she just always reams on Bucky. She just makes fun of his teeth every chance she gets.
Hey, what's your soup today?
Split pea with rice and broccoli.
Oh, that sounds good. I'll have a bowl of that.
Ooh, and some braces? And maybe a haircut? And a new shirt?
The other thing that's interesting too, I don't know if you realize, but I looked up the cast really quickly. And so the guy, the manager of the diner, he's always kind of harping on Christina Ricci. Mm-hmm. He's always just like, hey, can you just go and do this? She's like, well, it's not my day to do that. He's like, why are you always being so hard? Why are you always being in trouble? That's John Turturro's brother. So John Turturro is like the sneaky butler in Mr. Deeds.
Oh, the sneaky.
I fear you're underestimating the sneakiness, sir.
Why are you being so difficult, huh? Marge has a hard life.
Yeah, sneaky.
So he gets a place. So he's outside, sitting in the bushes with a flashlight cocked in his neck, eating chocolate. Was he reading?
Yeah, no, he was playing. He was doing like Yahtzee. No, he was
Mad Libs.
Sorry, yeah, not
Mad
Yahtzee.
Libs
Mad
by
Libs.
himself.
Yeah, eating like a chocolate cookie or something.
Just all over. Oh yeah, gigantic cookie, chocolate all over his face. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna sleep here.
Flashlight between his shoulder and his
like an old school phone.
Yeah.
Well, there's hold on. And she's like, no, I got this. I know this person who's looking for someone to rent his room. I'll take you here.
Yeah.
And this is where we meet what I personally think was the best character in the movie.
I was just going to say, I didn't want to say it, but like, yeah, probably my favorite character in the movie for sure.
So
like
good.
every time this guy was in it, it's like, oh my.
He's just a psycho.
Yeah.
Like, you better not be a psycho. And I'm like, oh, no. You're
Kevin Nealon.
Kevin Nealon.
What else has he been in?
Oh, man.
Lots of stuff.
He used to do Weekend Update on SNL back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And then he's in Happy Gilmore.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. He's
Yeah.
he's one of the caddies or something like that.
He's one of the golf. He's in the
Instructors.
He's in the Pro-Am, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think he's a player.
He's in a lot of stuff, but yeah.
Man, I can't, like I always hate this. I can't just blanking out right now on him, but I've seen him in lots of stuff.
That character in this movie, though, is just, oh, man.
He's a lunatic.
Like, I would love to play a character like that. You know what I mean? Like, not that I can act or anything, but like, that just I can imagine being him getting that script and just being like, I mean, yeah, I'll do it for free. This is hilarious.
How crazy can I be? As crazy as I want? Yeah. Perfect. I have to get angry at this roommate? Perfect.
Yeah, at like every little chance I get.
And he's so creepy too. Like trying to
So
like,
creepy.
He's because like Bucky's like, oh yeah, okay. So we meet him and he's like, she's like, oh, this is my friend Bucky. Or because she's like, do you still have that room? And he's like, yeah, you can move your stuff in right now. And she's like, no, it's
free.
It's for Bucky here. And he's like, oh.
My last roommate came out here to be a rock star, then skipped town. That fuck owes me 3 months rent. Fuck you, John Mayer.
So Bucky's like, I got cash. Holds up a big wad. He's like, all right, get over here.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, I don't know. What was her name? Kathy. I don't know, Kathy.
Because he's really, really nice when Kathy's around, and then when he's just him and Bucky,
it's just a piece of garbage.
it's a different world.
He's like, I don't know her that well.
I trust her tits.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Okay.
Yeah. And Bucky literally says that. They pan to his face, and he's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
You trust? Yeah, okay.
He ends up moving in. And I think the next day is where he goes for his first audition. He's looking at a board, got a bunch of stuff, and he's like, ooh, audition. Perfect. Yeah. And this whole, man, I liked this whole scene. Like, he goes in there, and he's like, oh, do you have a headshot? Oh, I got this picture. If you just fold it over, you can get my head off there. And they're like, that's not how it is. But the director's like, I like this guy. He's all good.
Yeah.
I like the accent.
I love how when they walk into, they're like, you got your headshot, like you said. And then he's like, yeah, so like, what's that? Like a shot of your head?
He's so simple.
And so basically they're getting him in there for some sort of a mac and cheese commercial.
Yes.
And so yeah, but he thinks he's there for a porno audition. Yeah.
Wait, what did he get?
Open call audition.
So they're talking to him and basically they just say, yeah, so like show us. They ask him about the brand and he knows it and he sings like their slogan and he's like, okay, this is perfect actually. And one of them really wants to see him, show him his stuff, and the other two are like, no, just get this guy out of here. So he just goes, hey, okay, yeah, show us your stuff. Just do a cold call or whatever, right? Cold read.
Like, hey, have you seen the script? He's like, fuck it, we're doing a cold read.
Yeah, you're a professional. Yeah. And he just whips his pants down and goes to town.
His masturbation was very animated.
Yes.
Very, very animated.
I think he's jumping.
Man. Terrifies them. He runs out. The director comes out. He's like, whoa, what the hell was that, man? No, I thought I was here to do porno. He's like, okay. So he basically says, like, you're here to do porno. I'm going to introduce you to the right people.
Yeah.
And then takes him to a party.
Yeah.
And they say whose house it was. Was it Dick Shadow's house?
Yes. Yeah, Dick Shadow.
Dick Shadow. Steven Dorff.
Nothing grows in the Dick Shadow or something.
Yeah, nothing grows in my Dick Shadow.
Yeah.
It's a Dick Shadow. I loved his hair, man. That's what I'm striving for.
Yeah.
I was looking at that going like, with that minus the roots growing in.
He reminded me of like Shawn Michaels, the wrestler, the whole time.
I was thinking Shawn Michaels. That's a good one. I was also thinking Axl Rose.
Yep, totally.
He had that headband in a couple scenes.
That's true.
Oh, totally. Ow!
Yeah. Yeah, he's a funny character.
And he's like, oh, I think you're going to be great in this industry. Let me introduce you to some people.
Yeah.
Takes him up on the roof and just embarrasses him.
Yeah.
But God, that bush.
But first though, he shows Dick Shadow he's like, Dick Shadow goes, show me what you're working with. And he shows it to him and he's just like, you're going to be big in this industry. And Bucky Larson's like, what? He's like, let's come with me. And then and the next scene is they're on the roof. And he's everyone at the party. And there's like, 100 people, a bunch of hot chicks and a bunch of everyone's partying, barbecue and pool. And they're all looking up at the roof, and he goes, "This guy's gonna be huge. Have a look here for lesbian porn or something like that." And pulls his pants down. And
the bush, though, God,
yeah,
everything was huge, folks. If you haven't seen the movie, it's basically about a peanut sitting in a pile of burnt hair.
It reminds me of It reminds me of the guy in, if you've seen it, there's a guy in Harold and Kumar, number 2, when they go to his house, and he's when they escape from jail, from Guantanamo, they end up in Miami, and they go to this guy's house, and he's having a no pants party. And they just show, and so it's all these girls, right? And then they show him like get out of the hot tub, and it's just hair. Oh, it's just hair. That's all you can see.
If it's sticking out of your boxer shorts, you got a problem. Come on. So he gets embarrassed, and then this is where he goes back to the diner, or we go back to the diner the next day. And during this party, this guy, Miles Deep, had tried to get in. He's also another porn director in town. And we meet him sitting at the diner because he overhears Bucky saying that you want to be in porn. So they basically connect, and he's like, yeah, I can put you in some films.
Don Johnson, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, yeah, which was like, I was saying to you earlier, what was Don Johnson's life like that was leading him to this movie? That when he read the script and went, yeah, I want to be part of this.
What do you know him from? Is he he's Miami Vice, right?
Nash Bridges.
Nash Bridges. Yeah, that's what it was. Totally.
That was like... 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, Nash Bridges.
Yeah.
It was a great show.
Yeah. They should have called him that in that movie. Like, that's how big it is.
That's just such a sweet name.
Yeah.
Nash Bridges.
Get stuff done.
Yeah, what was he, a detective or like a private eye or something?
Yeah. Like a little mixture of both.
A private detective eye.
He was like a new age Chuck Norris almost. Just like badass.
So he meets Miles Deep and he's like, yeah, I'm going to put you in film. And they go right to it. And this is where we find out that he cannot even like look at a set of tits without exploding.
Oh, right.
And this was making me giggle because it was so ridiculous. Like it's shooting all over the room. You don't know where it's going. You're just hearing it. And you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Where did it go? I think it instantly goes again. I'm like, oh man, is this just going to become a scene where it's like nothing but cum shots?
Yeah.
But then they only did 2. I was like, all right, cool. So then this is where I'm going to call him Nash Bridges. Nash Bridges give him a little pep talk, and he's like, all right, well, we're going to call it for the night. He's like, how did I do? And he's like, you did great, Buck.
And Nash Bridges is actually upset, kind of. He's like,
oh, yeah. He's bummed out because he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is what we got to deal with?
But then what happens is Nash Bridges has like an epiphany, and we love how we're just calling him Nash Bridges. He has an epiphany, and he realizes that watching a guy with such a small happening on the screen there and he's just, he's nutting before he even gets to the woman is such a good thing for society because all the guys out there with this, the small dick are going to look good. So there becomes this pandemic of people like calling in going, thank you for putting this out there because now Johnny over here, who was pathetic before, is now rocking my world.
Was his nephew? Was it nephew working for him? Yeah, he put it on
right.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, his nephew that he's always nagging on.
I don't want to be high. I want to be clear-headed. I want to be focused. Where's the purple one?
Yeah.
He's giving him his pills.
Yeah.
And the black one.
Yeah. This one keeps me from kicking your ass or whatever he says. So
he gets 1 million views. Then he goes, this is where he pitches it to the other porn producer. I recognize that guy from somewhere, too. I can't remember, though. This is where he's sitting there in the office with Dick Shadow, and he's like, hey, I got to show you something. And that's where he puts the DVD in there, and he shows him, and it's like, I don't want to work with this. He's like, I got 1 million views on YouTube. Like, this is going to be the next big thing you'll see. And he's like, nope, it ain't going to be.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, fine.
Can I do a side note really quick?
Absolutely.
Just because I do have it in like the same kind of timeline as you. So, but between this, before he gets to the shop for the shooting the scene for Nash Bridges, they show him really quickly go back to like his apartment where he's dealing with Kevin Nealon.
Oh yeah,
his asshole, his asshole roommate too. And so he's been told specifically by Kevin Nealon that there's 2 bathrooms, one in his ensuite, Kevin Nealon's, and he's been told you cannot use it. That's his sanctuary. So your bathroom is the one in the hallway to Bucky Larson. So Bucky, it just shows him really quickly. He's going to use the bathroom to brush his teeth, and Kevin Nealon's taking a shit in the bathroom. So Bucky Larson opens the door and he's, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? And he's like, hey, you said this was my bathroom. And he's like, I shit here. I can't shit where I shower. Get the hell out of here. So then it shows him really quickly, like brushing his teeth in like the community pool. Oh. And Christina Ricci walks up and goes, what are you doing? And then it pans over and in the pool, there's like a needle floating.
You're going to be real sick if you use that water. There's also another, they cut away to Nealon before they do that shoot as well, the ice cream shop. And it's another scene where Bucky's crying because he got rejected. And Nealon comes walking into his room and he's holding grapes and he's like, "Did you eat one of my grapes?" Just a psycho.
Yeah. One of these grapes is gone.
I'm glad I live alone right now.
No doubt.
I can't have roommates right now.
No, it's true.
Especially not yelling about grapes. So in this ice cream shop shoot, he ends up, she's like, "Oh, I'm going to start playing with her tits." And bam, he blows up again. But the security guard outside had stopped a little old lady. And after he finished, she's like, "All right, you can head on now." And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to leave and you're going to pay for this bird poop."
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
One thing I wanted to mention too was just because it's such a, this is like my favorite part of like it being a shitty movie. So I thought this was like the worst acting in the movie, even though there's quite a few spots. But when she first walks up, she gets stopped by the security guard and she goes, "Oh, what's going on here?" And he's like, "Well, shooting a movie." And she's like, "Oh, is there a big star?" And then the security guard points at Bucky Larson and she's like, "Is it a monster movie?" It was like so bad.
Womp womp.
Oh my God, it's terrible. I love it though. Yeah, when the bird shits on her jacket or whatever, she's like, I'll send you the bill for shitting on my jacket here.
And you're like, "Oh no, it's cum."
Yeah.
So this next scene, I believe we're in a movie theater, and this is where Nash Bridges is showing the cut of one of those movies that Bucky has done to a bunch of porn distributors, and they're like, "Listen, we can't make this happen." And there's a cameo of, did you see him sitting in the back? I love it. One line, Joey Diaz.
Yes.
Like, "Hey, it's Joey Diaz."
I loved him in this. They show him the little clip or whatever, and then they're all laughing, and Nash Bridges is trying to be like, "This is going to be the new wave," and then it just cuts over to Joey Diaz, and he goes, "Where did you find this buck-toothed dyke with a clit that big?"
I wonder if that was written or they just said, "Say whatever you want."
That was just such a perfect Joey Diaz line. Like
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, motherfuckers. Joe Rogan.
Listen to me, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. I love how he calls him Joe Rogan every time.
He's everybody's first and last name.
Yeah.
Like it would be like, "Hey, listen, I got to tell you something, Clint Taylor." I got to tell you something, Jeff Alonic.
Yeah.
Do they go to the carnival? Like, do they explain where they go for this date? Because all of a sudden he's just standing next to a gigantic man. And he's like, "Who's taller?" Because him and Christina Ricci are on a date in this next scene.
Oh, don't they go to I thought it was like a movie when they see like Key from Key and Peele. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Isn't that like a movie theater? Like I thought they were in like a concession area.
Well, there's like it could be. I'm not sure. It just seemed like a weird, like there were weird mirrors. Like there was a carnival mirrors because he's looking at himself at one point and he looks like his face is all distorted and stuff. And so is hers. So I'm like, but we didn't see a shot of any carnival rides or anything. But it seemed like they were at the carnival because people are walking around taking pictures and.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because there's families of people. They're like, "Hey, we're going to take a picture of you and your teeth."
Yeah, actually, I don't know where they were in that. I honestly thought they were in like I think I might have stepped like away for 2 seconds or something, but I thought maybe they were in like a concession of like a movie theater.
It seemed like a very odd environment because there's just people wandering around. So I thought maybe it was a wax museum or something. But then you see the weird mirrors. So I'm like, it just seems like a carnival, but I don't know what kind of carnival has.
Some little amusement park thing.
Yeah, it must be.
Weird.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
This movie had a $10 million budget, apparently.
Really,
Made $2.5 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so a couple of people were walking past him though when he was in that wherever he was, and one of them is Key from Key and Peele. What did he say? He looks at him and goes, "I got to get a picture because of the teeth." And then he's walking away with his girlfriend, he goes, "Man, that guy could tear up a carrot." He's just like walking with this like a straight face, like excited about it.
That's one thing I noticed. Like, I know it's a movie, but man, you imagine like people being that mean to you through your life? Like as an adult, there are people just staring at you.
Yeah.
Look at this guy's teeth. I got to take a picture of your teeth.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here. We've learned in this movie up till now that Christina Ricci actually wanted to be a professional waitress. She wanted to work at a high-end restaurant.
Yeah.
And she had burned somebody with some hot soup, an old lady, and that's why she's like serving at this shitty diner in the middle of, buttfuck LA.
Yeah.
And so now there's like a training montage. We get a training montage of her carrying stuff. She's doing obstacle courses with the tray. Bucky's, being very encouraging. And then he goes on Jimmy Fallon. Because now he's like getting famous.
Yeah, because she was trying to carry like a tray of the most soup she's ever done, and then she spilt them all over a table of old ladies.
He does Jimmy Fallon, and then it's the Adult Video Awards.
Right before the awards, though, I've just got written down. there's another scene of the roommate, Kevin Nealon, just because I love these parts so much. And so Bucky's at home, and they've been having issues before where Bucky has bought cereal, and then he's pouring a bowl of cereal, and Kevin Nealon will walk in the room right as he's poured the bowl and goes like, "You got milk for that cereal?" And he goes, "No, you think I could borrow a little bit?" And he's like, "Fuck no, get the hell out of here."
Put some water on it.
Yeah, puts water on it. So this scene right here before the awards show, he's in the apartment, and Kevin Nealon goes to the fridge and he opens it up and it's full of milk. The whole fridge is chocked full of milk. There's no room. So Kevin Nealon looks over at him and goes like, "You fucking asshole, where am I going to put my grapes?"
He slams the door. I love Bucky's face as he's like watching him come in.
Yeah. He's so happy. Yeah.
He's like, look at all the milk.
Still can't win.
Another thing about Nealon's character too was that they made it a point in almost every scene that he's in that he has a phone. So every time he's yelling at Bucky, he finishes yelling and then he goes like, "Sorry about that, Mom." Or like,
yeah. Had an intern just come into the office. He's like on the toilet.
So I felt like they just took that character to the extreme.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Ridiculous.
Unreal.
So yes, now it's the Adult Video Awards.
Yeah.
And Ricci names herself his girlfriend.
Yes.
Because like, come on, they had to.
And the host of the award show, Pauly Shore.
Oh man, I heard. Yeah, when they said Pauly Shore, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, he was so big though.
Actually, I don't know. I don't think he holds up. You think if you ever watch a Pauly Shore movie now,
they're probably not very.
Cringy.
Yeah.
Quiz in the chew.
It's just because he was so different, I guess, right?
He was perfect for that time.
Yeah.
Because like, man, I still remember like Son-in-Law word for word.
That's the other one. That was the other one. Yeah, Biodome and Son-in-Law.
Son-in-law was
that one.
Like a jacuzzi.
Yeah, totally.
Dig in.
Yeah. And his mom is the. A lot of people don't know. Well, a lot of people do know. His mom is the. Do you know who his mom is?
No.
Pauly Shore's mom ran and owned the Comedy Store in California.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, did you watch that Comedy Store documentary?
I haven't actually seen it. I've seen little bits and parts.
Yeah.
But so she was the person that ran it. She just died like a year ago.
Oh, Mitzi?
Mitzi.
Oh, shit. I didn't
Mitzi
realize.
Shore.
I didn't put that together. Danish and O'Neill talk about her all the time. When they talk about the store, they talk about Mitzi like crazy because they used to work there.
Yeah, so she's interesting. They talked about her a lot on like Rogan, and Bobby Lee talks about her a lot because apparently Bobby Lee was really good friends with her or like whatever. And yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff with her. But apparently a bunch of like comedians have like slept with her, and
Mitzi was the gatekeeper, man.
Yeah,
she'd be the one that's like, put him on.
Pauly Shore was actually
a regular.
Yeah, exactly.
She made the call. She was like, if you're funny, you're funny. I'll put you up. If not, get out of here.
Yeah, totally. And I think she was wrong on a lot of stuff too, but I think she kind of also knew what she was doing. But I remember hearing one time before on like Rogan or whatever it was that like Louis C.K., for example, I know he's had his stuff too, but he went up one night and she let him do like 30 seconds, and she was like, "Get him! He doesn't have it. Get him out of here." Yeah,
he's got something.
Yeah.
So he cleans up, and I found this I was giggling about this because I'm like, I recognize a lot of those faces at these awards.
Yeah,
some of those porn stars from 2011. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who's that one?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So yeah, he cleans up. He gets 13 awards. He beats Dick Shadow's record of 12 awards at the AVN.
Yeah. Wow. And Dick Shadow like went into it thinking like, okay, you're gonna win Newcomer of the Year, and then everything else is gonna be mine.
Yeah, why is that? Because it's the only one I can't win.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved Nash Bridges' line. He's like, "Listen, I got to take you outside and show you something. You can't win. You're not nominated for best hits, so let's go."
Yeah.
And then it's Hotel Room after that, and this is where him and Christina Ricci hook up.
Yes.
And he uses was it a straw?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, we need protection." And he's like, "Oh, I have a knife." And like, no. And then she cuts the tip off of a straw, melts the end, and she's like, "Try this."
Dude, that part made me laugh so hard. She's like having a sentimental moment with them, and they're both virgins. She's like, "Okay, so let's do this or whatever." And she's like, "But you just want to be safe and everything. Do you have protection?" And he's like, "I mean, I don't have a knife on me." And then she just like kind of looks at him for a second, looks over at the side table and sees a straw. Oh man!
Like, how do you even urinate out of a penis that is smaller than a straw?
And then when she hands it to him, he just like,
it fits. Come on.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. But just imagine there's got to be a gag reel from that scene.
Oh man.
They're just trying to keep a straight face when he's pretending to put a straw over his dick.
Yeah, or even just turning around to look at the straw to start burning it on a candle.
I'm looking at the gag reel later.
I would have died.
And the next day, he's like, all right. And this was rough. I knew it was coming. I was like, oh, she's acting like she's going to leave. And you're like, no, this is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
She's like, listen, Bucky, I want to play the field and I got to try some different dicks. So I'm going to go.
She's having a change of heart.
It's like, whoa, damn, that was mean.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's like my first girlfriend. I lost my virginity to. She banged all my friends after. Yeah.
Really?
Up here's Buffy.
Jeez.
Should have known her name was Buffy. It's a hoe name.
Oh, hold on. I got one more note before. That's a hoe name. I've got one more note. So right after the awards, I think he said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I asked my roommate if he wanted to come hang out with us tonight." Because I think when
it was I asked
Kevin Nealon.
The director. She asked Miles, or he asked Miles. I asked Miles if he wanted to hang out with us, but he.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah. She's asked Miles, but he said he picked up he just got an 8-ball, so I guess he's going to play pool.
He's so simple.
I loved that part.
Yeah, because he's still amped up the next morning at breakfast. They're just crushing beers and doing shots.
I totally thought he was
riding the rails.
Oh, that's what it is. I totally thought he was talking about Kevin Nealon when he said the 8-ball thing.
Yeah, it was the director. He's like, he wanted to celebrate. He's like, no, he said he got an 8-ball, so he's gonna go play pool.
Nash Bridges.
Yeah, because he's still like, I've been there before, sitting there 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, we need beer, we need shots. Let's keep this train rolling.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, this is where he's like, oh, she left. I'm sad. Let's go make some porno. And before they start shooting, though, I think he goes home. He's like, I gotta call my parents and let them know what's going on. So he calls. So he's sitting in his bedroom on the phone and talking to his parents. He's like, wow, I have to go to work. All right, hangs up. And Kevin Nealon is hiding in the closet.
Yeah.
You just see his eye, and all of a sudden,
boom,
what does he yell at him?
Suck it, whore!
Just screams in his face and runs. I'm like, wow, buddy.
He was hoping to catch him and Christina Ricci getting in there, I think, probably, yeah?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
And then realized it wasn't, especially because he heard him on the phone.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Wow. This gets creepier and creepier the more we dig into this.
Dude.
Oh, yeah, there's also, we forgot about this makeup hairstylist. The dude that,
right.
This is his second scene.
Yeah,
This guy, he's just weird, combing his hair, and Miles always, like, Nash Bridges always gets angry, and I'm like, hey, what are you doing?
What are you putting in his head? Get away from him.
He's like brushing his hair, and I don't want him to look good.
He looks like shit.
I don't want him to look good. Get out of here. Just mean to that guy. He's like, all right, fine. And this is where he's like, I can't do it. And Nash has a change of heart, and he's like, listen, I told her to leave. That was me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I was gonna say Bud and Bucky at the same time.
Yeah.
I told her to leave. I'm sorry, Bucky.
Holds her aside and has the sentimental.
He's like, ride to her. I didn't see, I was going to rewind it and I missed it. I didn't see him actually get on the horse. I think he might have stepped out of frame and then someone else rode off on the horse because the person riding the horse was really good.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I was like, I don't think that's Nick Swardson.
That can't be Nick Swardson. Yeah. I love it too because when he hops on the horse, it shows him, just kind of taking off and somebody yells out to, ride, little Dickie, ride.
And he rides all the way back from wherever he is to L.A. It seemed like a long ride down the street and everything. It goes all the way to Chop. Oh yes, because they had run into the owner of Chop, one of the highest end restaurants in L.A. And they had been invited to Chop. So I guess he just remembered what night they were supposed to be there because she's there with Dick Shadow.
Yeah.
Dick Dorf.
Yeah.
Bucky rides up on a horse, runs in there, and he's like lipping off Dick Shadow. And yeah, I think it's Christina Ricci that says it. Because he says something, and she's like, shut your cock.
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure she said it. I just wrote down, shut your cock in quotes.
Yeah. I remember the owner's in there, though, too, and he sees them, and he comes up, and what does he say to her again? He's like, he just explains that he knows that she was there he was lied to by Nash Bridges.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, and hold on. He knew exactly where he was going, because she said she was told to be there at Friday, ask for this person, because that was her training day or whatever.
Oh, right.
That's what it was.
That's what it
that's
is.
The
Okay,
reason. I'm like, how did he know she was there?
Bucky got smart all of a sudden.
Yeah, so he comes riding in there on a literal white horse, a knight on a white horse, and whisks her away. The horse manages to just chill out outside and wait for him, I guess. And they ride off, or flash forward to 1 year later back in Iowa. Because she's like, take me home to Iowa. I'm like, oh, damn, Bucky. She landed a cute one. And they ride back to Iowa. Well, not ride back. Maybe they do ride back. I don't know. It's a long ride.
I like to think they rode back.
And that's a year later, they've started their own place. Was it just Bucky's place? I think it was Bucky's place.
Yeah.
It's the best food in town. World, like, renowned. People are waiting out, line up out the block.
Living her dream.
And that's basically it.
Yeah. And people take pictures with him and whatnot. He's like the celebrity there, and she's serving. And
she's the new record 7 soups on one tray.
Yep.
And that's it. That's Bucky Larson.
Yeah. Wow. It's a wild ride.
It was interesting to say.
Definitely worth checking out though, because you'll definitely laugh. If you get stoned and watch this movie.
I was stoned through the whole thing.
There's gonna be some parts.
I had to watch it in 2 parts.
Yeah, I did too.
What did you real rate this one?
Real rating on this one, I'll give it a solid 6.5.
Woo!
Yeah, because I mean, even though it's not a good movie by the critics, I still think it's funny. I like Nick Swardson, but I know it is a crap movie. Like it's not. There's not good acting in this.
The acting wasn't terrible.
It was terrible.
Just, he had like
Ash Bridges.
Yeah, you got to deal with the writing.
Yeah,
it just kind of comes down to the writing. So I gave it 1.5 psycho roommates out of 10 dick shadows. Like it had
That's
points.
fair.
It had points that were making me laugh. Like I said, Nealon's character was great. It was just a poorly written, shitty. Like nobody wants to. There's so many things like you don't want to see your parents banging.
There's some scenes where you're just like, oh, you just have to like force the scene in here so that you can continue on with the story.
Yeah. It wasn't terrible though. Like I was giggling through most of it, and I checked the time a couple times. And like I said, halfway through, I was like, all right, take a break.
Yeah,
watch something else.
Yeah,
I'll come back to it tomorrow and finish it. Well, yeah, everybody, that was Bucky Larson, Born to Be a Star. You got your pizza review thing, eh?
Yes. VIP reviews on Instagram. And you can also check out cannabis reviews on Instagram at Canadian Cannabis Culture.
And you got YouTube as well, right?
Yes, on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like and subscribe and follow and do all the things.
Do all the things.
Do all the things for Real Garbage as well. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
And like the video.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Watch it and like it. Right on. Well, Clint, thank you very much for coming back.
Thanks
man.
for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll have you again real soon. Woo. Right on. All right. Bye, everybody.
Later.
Real Garbage.